Harihi Om Kujantam Rama Rameti Madhuram Madhuraksharam Aruhya Kavita Shakam Vande Valmiki Gokilam Valmikir Munisimhasya Kavita Vanacharinaha Shrunvan Rama Kathanadam Ko Nayati Parangatim Namamitam Varadagrajam tam padambujam yasya pavitra kirtehe manam siva shilayati shrutinam pajam siva matkula sambhavanam. Namassabhaye. So we are gathered on the 19th day in the series of lectures on Ramayana. To understand it is a way of dharma. Dhru iti dhatu, dharayati iti dharma. And we are into the beginning of Ayodhya kanda, which is known as Dharma kanda. And in the Prathama Sarga of Dharma kanda, the act of democracy begins. And then Valmiki makes it a point to explain what democracy is. Democracy तो क्या है? ये तो प्रजातंत्र है. You are doing things on behalf of people, by the people, for the people. ये तो इतना प्रसिद्ध डेमोक्रेसी के ऊपर ये तो प्रसिद्ध शब्द है. A beautiful and highly recognized phrase on democracy. But Valmiki Ramayana in a way forms the basis of the concept of democracy. It's such a beauty. If you read Ramayana like that, you will come to know that it's a forerunner. The text is a precursor for this way of politics, this way of living that is known as democracy. So, in the first sarga, Valmiki makes it a point that Dasaratha contemplates on the characteristics or guna of his son Rama. While discussing about the characteristics of Rama, things come out to show what are the traits one has to imbibe, one has to know, or one has to practice to improve for both self-improvement as well as living in the society. So these are the precursors for democracy. So if you think about democracy, we may roughly say that the democracy basically as a way of an organized structure of living began some 247 years back. In fact, as Hindu Sanatins, we are blessed, and those who are living in this country, we are really blessed that not only we are able to enjoy the best of both worlds, and those two countries, the one where we have our roots and where we flourish, both are living epitomes of democracy. So if we say that democracy began roughly around 247 years back, right? But actually, the understanding of democracy is roughly around 160 years old. This nation under God shall have a new birth of freedom, and the government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from earth. It's one of the best and oft quoted phrases, like Madhav and others memorize in school. Way back in the November of 1863, one of the most famous presidents of this great nation, United States of America, Abraham Lincoln, coined this. Shortest and sweetest oratory a president had ever delivered. Only few minutes. But that has etched in every American, in fact in every human being who believes in democracy, is of the people, by the people and for the people, and that too under God, and such a system will never perish. Right? In November 19th, 1863, that is 160 years back. So it's no doubt saying that this is the basis of democratic form, or greater understanding began. No. Some 10 lakhs years back, we will see that today. Some 10 lakhs years back, in fact, such concepts were practiced in monarchy. So we say that Britain is having a monarchy but with democracy. But the way Bharat functioned can all be proved using the text of Valmiki Ramayan. That's what Das always says, that Ayodhya kanda, the second most biggest book in Ramayan next to Yuddha kanda, is Ayodhya kanda, Dharma kanda. The first one talks about self, the first chapter talks about self-improvement, and the second chapter is full of the way we govern for the benefit of the entire humankind. So half the people, by the people and for the people, was practiced by a superior monarch, Dasaratha. So in fact, even though in those days nobody will question Dasaratha, he was Eka Chakradipati. But still, when he wants to coronate Rama as Yuvaraja, not as a Raja, he follows and explains us how to do this governance as democracy. The same three phases: of the people, by the people and for the people. Valmiki writes. Many of us do not read this sarga. It is in the second sarga. 54 slokas in second sarga. The first book is on management, second book is on how to govern a country, second sarga. So we will see that. Tatah parishadam sarvama mantra vasudadibhyah hitam buddharshanam chaivam Vacha pratitam vachaha tataha takaraha mangalavakyaha. See, Valmiki makes it a point that when he begins an important part in his book, always ta, vu, ta, these are all mangala sabda. Even when you talk about things, the words you choose, the letter you should choose should depict mangala, should depict auspicious thing. Tataha parishadam sarvam amantrya vasudhadipaha. So the first act Dasaratha says is brings people together. Parishad, conclave, like Congress. Tataha parishadam sarvam amantrya vasudhadipaha. So he not only brings only the kings, that we will say, it's not just only some elected people, he brings everybody. So in a way it is much better. We don't know how he did, but he did. So let's take that he did. Itam uddharshanam chaiva vuvacha pratitam vachaha. So he starts asking the people gathered in front of him. But then he is very firm. Even though he could ramrod it, he did not do it. How did he do? He is very firm in conviction. So he wants to make Rama the next Raja as a Yavaraja, but still he doesn't push it through. This is the first act of democracy. How you bring a bill, this is what it is. Somebody proposes a bill, then it goes through committee, then they debate in committee. Once they debate in the committee, goods and bads, for and against, people speak, then there is a very good phrase. Then out of the group of people, it's nature that there will be somebody who will be unbiased, who will be dharmika, who will have neutral mindset. Then they propose it forward and then that bill becomes law. If we follow this, world will be a better place. So dhundvihi swanakalpena gambirena anunadina swarena mahata raja jimuta ivanadayan. Because he knows what he is going to propose is not as a monarch, but as one among the people, of the people. And he is only going to do for the people, and he is not going to do by himself. He is going to kick the can down to the people assembled, so by the people. So he knows. So he is not, only if you are telling lies, you try to play games with your words. He is not. Valmiki makes it a point. Dhundibihi swakalpena gambirena anunadina. Gambirena anunadina. Because there is no fallacy there. It is truth. So the words come with full swing. Swarena mahata raja Jimuta ivana, like the clouds with thunder, Jimuta. Ivanadayan Raja Lakshana Yuktena Kantena Anupamena cha Uvacha Rasa Yuktena Swarena Nriputihi Nripan. Beautiful. But he did not push it through, even though he has a louder voice to convey the firmness, but he is always very good in relaying. So he is able to relay it in a perfect dhvani. Uvacha rasayuktena. You see, this chapter every politician should read. So, when did this happen? We say that we talked that 247 years back on 4th of July that this great country came into being with the adaptation of Declaration of Independence. But this was written some 10 lakh years before. This is democracy in action. 10 lakhs. Why 10 lakhs? How did we count that? Every now and then we are able to do some math. So if you believe in Shastra, Shastra says Kali Yuga has 4,32,000 years. But we are in Kali Yuga Pratame Pade. So in the first half of Kali Yuga, so roughly 2 lakh years. Then Dwapara Yuga is twice the length of Kali Yuga. So 4,32,000 times 2 is 8,64,000. Assuming that Rama came, this all happened during the end of Thretha Yuga. So 8 lakh plus 2 lakh is 10 lakh. So this story was written about 10 lakhs about. I'm not being very precise, but 10 lakhs years before. This Valmiki dedicates one entire sarga to talk about politics, how to govern. So, Uvacha rasayuktena swarena nripatihi nripan. Nripatihi nripan. Nripan. He is the king of kings. Chakravarti Dasaratha says in a diplomatic way, Uvacha rasayuktena viditam bhavatam yetad yatha me rajyam uttamam purvai purvakair mama rajendraihi sutavat paripalinam. So this is how see, not only Dasaratha did. I said this democracy was shown by Dasaratha, that is 10 lakhs years back. But Dasaratha himself says, don't think that I am asking your opinion, whom should be crowned next. This is what Ikshvaku people did, imagine. So Dasaratha was at the near end of that Ikshvaku Vamsa. So Rama was the 40th from Vishnu. Dasaratha was 39th from Vishnu. So 38 kings before from Vishnu, or 37 kings from Brahma, 36 kings from the Pratama Jayana of Dharma, Brahma. So 37 kings who ruled the Ikshvaku dynasty have been practicing this. Viditam, this was the rule of law. Now we hear so many things about rule of law. So Bharat had rule of law several lakhs years back. Viditam, this was the Vidhi. Viditam bhavatam yetad yataha me rajyam uttamam vidhi. This was the way one has to govern. Involve people and get their feedback. Purvai purvakaihi mama rajendrai sutavat paripalinam. So what did they do? They ruled according to the law. What was the law? Do good to the people. Because this was the one Veda said, Indram vardhanto apturaha krinvanto vishwamaryam aphagnanto aranvaha. Beautiful. Rigveda has 10 mandals, 10 books. Out of the 10 books, 9th book is all for way to live. It's known as Pavamana Mandala. Pavamana means purity. So the 9th book of Rigveda is known as Pavamana Mandala. In that Pavamana Mandala, the main act of a person who is living in the world says, Krinvanto Vishwamaryam. Vishwam, Aryam mane good. Krinvanto, let us do good to the entire world. That is given in the 9th book of Rigveda. So they pray the superior, Indram. Indram means superior. It can be, it is Vishnu, it is Narayana. You can take it any way you want. Indram Vardhanto. Hey Lord, I pray my obeisance to you, Vardhanto. Using what? Aptuhu, I'm using water. I'm using water by praying my obeisance using this water. Indram vardhanto apturaha krinvanto vishwamaryam. Krinvanto vishwamaryam. But then the next phrase is beautiful. Apagnanto aranvaha. Very rare the Sanatana Dharma dictates and curses people. Here it curses. If you are not able to do good to the people, to the society, you are not blessed. Apagnaha. Apagnaha means get lost. I'm using a very diplomatic term. Apagnanta means kill, destroy. Apagnanto aranvaha. Aranvaha means miser. If you are stinger, if you are miser, you don't have to spend money. You should give in whatever way you can. Aranvaha apagnantaha. Krinvanto, it says do good. But then he says you do good in a bountiful way. Do good in a better way. Apagnantaha aranvaha. This is what Ikshvaku Kula people did. And that is the reason, even though Dasaratha ruled for 60,000 years, why did he choose to leave? And why did people want? These are the lessons for rulers. They should not be greedy. I should not be the president. I should not be the king forever. Once time comes, you need to know how to rule. At the same time, you need to know when the time is up, you should retire. Give bountiful. If your body and your mind and your activities are not in a way that you could do justice in a full way, that means apagnantaha aranvaha means if you are not able to do justice to that office, you need to demit that office. Can you believe all these in 54 slokas? Each sloka should not be missed. Apagnanto aranvaha indram vardhanto apturaha krinvanto vishwamaryam. This is a beautiful phrase. This became the loga. This became the mantra of Arya Samaj. If you look at Arya Samaj of Dayanand Saraswati, he picked this. Veda Shabda, Krinvanto Vishwamaryam. It's not only for Bharat you do good. It's not only for the United States you do. Vishwamaryam, Aryam mane good. And it is what I said. In a way, democracy had its beginning in Ikshvaku Kula, and there is a documented evidence that this was practiced by Dasaratha. And then there are evidences how even Mahatma Gandhi got inspiration, how he got inspiration. I should not tell Gujarati people. This is the one of the oft, like Abraham Lincoln's 1863 Gettysburg Address is oft quoted. The most quoted and most historically known oration. Same thing, Bapuji to in Ram ka dhun. After there is in every bhajan Ram dhun. Ram dhun ke baad kya? Vaishnava jana to kya hai? Wo Narsimha Mehta. Narsimha Mehta picked that from an exact sloka of Valmiki Ramayana. You should note it. I'll quote that sloka. In the second sarga of Ayodhya Kanda, this exactly Valmiki wrote, and Nrsimha Mehta in the 15th century wrote it in Gujarati. We'll see that if time permits. This itself is enough for this lecture. Where democracy began. What is democracy? Of the people, by the people, for the people. So, everybody wanted Rama for the people. Then, Dasaratha did not push it, even though it is his own son. People wanted. He let people choose it. But he didn't do it lightly. He said, find faults in my son. There are 4 slokas where Valmiki says, don't just simply choose because I am your Chakravarti. Are you sure that there are no fallacies, there are no black spots with Rama? And the beauty is the answers the people give. Not the kings alone, not the people living in the city, but people living in village. Valmiki goes to the point saying that Janapad mein, Nagar mein, Puri mein, not only Nagar, in the capital city, Ayodhya, then in the Kausala Rajya, then in forest and villages, people came. How they came? Some representatives came. We have to take it. Maya pi acharitam purvaihi pantanam anugacchata praja nityam indrena yata shaktihi abhirakshita. I have been, he says that, okay, you know that I have been taking care of you people like Indra took care of the celestial world. Yata Shaktihi Abhirakshita. Indrena Yata Shaktihi Abhirakshita. Even I know, but it's time that I relinquish this post. Because what it happened? There was a grey hair and the Karnamulam Agatya, Kalidasa says, we saw that. So once upon a time, in one day morning, fine morning, the grey hair started coming in his Karnamulam. So he saw that is the time. That's all. Idam shariram krishnasya lokasya charata hitam panduhu asyata patrasya chayayam jaritam mama. Beautiful word. Panduhu asyata patram. Asyata patram means the umbrella. So the kings are characterized with the use of white umbrella. So people have to use black umbrella. That is why we are using black umbrella. In those days there was a system that if you are a Chakravarti, you always use white umbrella. So Panduhu asyata patrasya chayayam jaritam maya. I have been ruling this kingdom using under white umbrella. That means dharma. Dharmik roop se mai ye prakriti ko I am ruling this world. That is the reason Arjun ka father to Pandu tha, because he was so white for a shapa. His body is so white. Hence he is called Pandu. But we don't know his original name. Because he was so white, they called him Pandu. So that is why Pandavas. Okay. Panduhu asyata patrasya chayayam jaritam maya idam shariram krishnasya lokasya charata itam. I have been krishnasya lokasya for the entire world. I have been doing, Krishna means total, full. Lokasya charata hitam. Hitam, I have been only doing good things. I know. And I have been ruling this world using white umbrella. But now my body is not listening to me to its full extent. So I feel it is time to get retirement. Visranti. Prapya varsha sahasrani bahuni ayumshi jivataha. I have ruled this place. Bahuni ayumshi jivataha. Prapya varsha sahasrani. I have ruled for so many years. We know by one account it was 60,000 years. Jirnasyasya sharirasya visrantim abhirochaye. Jirnasya sharirasya. Body became, jirna means digest. That means body is becoming weak. Jirnasya asya sharirasya visrantim abhirochaye. First way. That is the reason in America, by law, they said a president cannot have more than 2 terms. Maybe this is the reason. Whereas in those days, king knew where the limits were. Vishrantim abhiroche. Nobody is forcing me out. I myself wishing for retirement. Vishrantim abhiroche. Not simply thinking, I desperately need rest and retirement. Abhiroche. Vishrantim abhiroche. Raja prabhava jushtam hi durvaham ajitendriyaha parishrantosmi lokasya gurvim dharma duram vahan. Why? Because I think if my body is not functioning to the fullest extent, I will not be able to rule according to dharma, rule of Ra. Gurvim dharma duram vahan. The burden of the righteousness. The exact phrase is dharma duram, burden. Duram means burden. So dharma duram guruvim. The burden of righteousness is so big. Guru means big. So if one has to rule, one has to be very careful. Guruvim dharma duram vahan. I will not be able to bear this burden of this righteousness, which is very big. Guruvim dharma duram vaham. Because I am feeling that is the reason I am going to relinquish this job. Soham visramam ichchami putram kritva prajahite. I have contemplated all the kalyana gunas, all the capabilities of Rama. Charitrena ko yuktaha, dhyutiman, viryavan, shaktiman, satyavrata. I have seen that, but I am going to place, this is the act of democracy. I have made, somebody has thought about a bill and they are proposing it. So Dasaratha proposes it. Soham visram ichchami putram kritva prajahite. For the people, for the benefit of the people. I know I can rule, but I will not be able to rule to the fullest extent. Prajahite. I am going to make my son Putram kritva prajahite sannikrishtan imam sarvan anumanya dvijarshaban. Anumanya, I am going to ask for your opinion. Sannikrishtan, all those people gathered here in this Congress, sarvan, it's not only my own party, it's not the opposition, everybody. Sannikrishtan sarvan anumanya. Please think and I will follow your views. Anumanya means I will follow your views. Anujato himam sarvaihi gunai jeshto mamatmajaha purandara samo virye ramaha parapuranjaya. I know, to me, he is my son, the first son. Anujato himam. He has been blessed with all the gunas I have. When you are proposing the bill, you need to say what this bill is going to accomplish. So I have asked you to think about my son becoming Yuvaraja. Why? He has all the qualities what I have. Beautiful one. If you have been living under me for 60,000 years, he has all the qualities and he has more qualities than me. So technically he should be qualified without any question. Anujato himam sarvaihi gunaihi jeshto mama atmajaha. He is my priyatama. Right? Then what? Purandara samaha. Because he has to rule the world, so he should be bold. Purandara samai. He is like Indra. Purandara samo viryaha ramaha. Who is he? He is Ramaha. Ramayatiti Ramaha. Parapuram jayaha. So he has won the capitals of many countries. So how do you win a country? You go and capture the capital. Once you capture the capital, the entire country comes. So that means Rama has shown his valor. Parapuram jayaha. Tam chandramiva pushyena yuktam dharma bhritam varam. So don't think that he has only strength. A leader can have lot of strength, but if he doesn't think clearly, strength doesn't matter. So the next thing, Valmiki says, this is the yukti of Kavi. What he says, Tam chandramiva pushyena yuktam dharma bhritam varam. He knows to be righteous. In what capacity? He says, Tam chandramiva pushyena. In Pushyamas. When is Pushyamas? Pushyamas is the 10th month of a year. And who is the Ati Devata of Pushya? He says, first he says, Purandara Samaha in Virya. Okay, but then if you give something to a guy who is a strong man without having any mind, then all his valor is going to be waste. He is going to go and conquer all the time, and don't take care of his people. Then he says, Chandramiva Pushyena. In the month of Pushya, Chandra is very close. In the month of Pushya to Dhanurmasa. Margasirsh ke baad aata hai Pushya month. Pushya month ka Ati Devata Brihaspati, Jupiter. Jupiter is the Ati Devata for Pushya Nakshatra. That means Jupiter is, what is Jupiter? Jupiter is for Buddhi. Right? He is Guru. Jupiter mane Guru. Guru to Buddhi ka pratima hai. So don't think he is only like Indra having valor. But Indra did not have Buddhi. In Valmiki, you know that. Indra did not have Buddhi because he went near Ahalya. So he was stupid in the core. But Rama is not like that. He has the valor like Indra. At the same time, he has astute mindset. That's the thing. Tam chandramiva pushyena. In the month of Pushya, Chandra is so glittering because the Devata for that nakshatra is Brihaspati. If you have a good mindset, astute mindset like Brihaspati, Tam chandramiva pushyena yuktam dharma bhritam varam. Yavvarajye niyuktosmi pritaha purushapum. With my fullest satisfaction. So he is proposing the bill. Watch, this is the first act of democracy. Dasaratha, by placing facts before the Parishad, before the Congress, he is laying the facts. Why I should make Rama? A group of people, these are the qualities. He has a strength, he has a jnana, he is well liked by people. Pritaha Purusha Pungavam. Purusha Pungavam is metaphor. So Purusha Pungavam means he is Rama. So it is used metaphorically, not simile. Metaphor, that's one step better than a simile. Right. Anurupaha sa Vainato Lakshmivan Lakshmanagrajaha. Anurupa, he is the best fit Anurupa mane best fit. Is the best fit for this job, so I am placing this for your consideration. So the bill is proposed before the Congress for consideration. Trilokyamapi natena yena syannata uttaram. In 3 words, in my opinion, there is nobody who can equate to Rama in terms of valor, in terms of rupa, in terms of buddhi. So he didn't push it through. So Dasaratha makes it a point, there is a accepted peaceful transfer of power. The first sloka that talks about this. Anena sreyasa sadhyah samyojyam imam mahim gataklesho bhavishyami sute tasmin niveshyavai. If you hand over this kingdom to my son, I think, he says, you should, he never says that a group of people, I am putting Rama to be the leader, so you have to accept it. He is not telling that. Transfer of power, step by step, watch. This itself is a book. This first chapter and second chapter is Anena Sreyasa. The world will benefit sadhya, immediately. Samyojya imam mahim. That means so many things. Samyojya means to group, bind. So many Sreyas will come to this world. In my opinion, if Rama is made Yavaraja, so that there is a smooth transmission of power, there won't be any problem. Gata klesha, kletaha gata. All the problems will go away. This smooth transfer of power. But I am not the one to decide. You have to decide. One sloka, one has to memorize. Yadhitam me anurupartham maya sadhu sumantritam bhavantaha bhavanto me anumanyantam katam va karavani aham. Beautiful. Okay, I have placed this before you. This sloka one has to memorize. Yadidam me anurupartham maya sadhu sumantritam. Maya, I have thought about it and I have proposed this bill. Maya sadhu sumantritam bhavantaha me anumanyantam. You people advise me what to do. Bhavantaha, you people, me anumanyantam. Tell me your views. What should I do? If you think, the best phrase, if you think that what I propose is not acceptable, katamba karavani aham. You please tell me what should I do. Katamba karavani aham. Beautiful phrase. If you think, I have placed this for record, and if you think that this is not correct, katamba karavani aham. What should I do? I also leave it to you. Isn't it a best function of democracy? Iti bhruvantam muditaha pratyandan nripam vrishtimantam mahamegam nardanta iva barhinaha. Once he said this, once he proposed the bill, what happens? The opposition party always finds some fault. Even today, it was not the case. Vrishtimantam mahamegam nardanta iva barhinaha. Beautiful. There was no opposition. Valmiki brings a face as if peacock, when they saw the clouds that is going to pour rain, it dances in joy. Like that thing, everybody started accepting. Vrishtimantam mahamegam nardanta iva barhinaha. Imagine. Valmiki, is he not a great Kavi? He says, like a peacock, when it sees the cloud that is going to pour rain, peacock will only dance. And it is a joy to see peacock dancing. Right? People in the city may not know. Vrishtimantam mahamegam nardanta iva barhina. Barhina means peacock. Snigdho anunadi sajjagye tatra harsha samiritaha janaugo Gushta sannado vimanam kampayanniva. How if the bill is good, if the bill passes in a Congress, in a parliament, how do they accept a bill? Pradhan Mantri speaks, such an orator is skilled, and the president speaks. What do? They thump the bench. Valmiki says that Janaugo Gushta sannado vimanam kampayanniva. So the building was all shattering because people were making that thunderous noise. Vimanam kampaya. step by step what we do today. 10 lakh years back, Valmiki writes. What else you need? Sabda, you should read this chapter 2. Tasya dharmarthi vidusho bhavam ajnaya sarvashah brahmana jana mukhyascha paurajana padaisah. I don't want to hear only from learned people. Brahmanaha jana mukhya, not only elected representative, watch this. Paurajana padaihi sahai. Pauraha, Janapadai, in village. People living in villages also should respond. This is what it is, of the people. It's not only elected representatives Dasaratha is interested. He wants to hear from everybody who has gathered. Brahmana jana mukhyascha paura jana padai saha. Step by step. Isn't it a good guidebook? Sametya mantra itvatu samatagata buddhayaha uchuscha manasa jnatva vriddam dasaratam ripam. So please, everybody, I want to hear from everybody. Aneka varsha sahasro vriddastvam asipartiva. Then the bill has been proposed. The facts of the bill has been said. People were happy. They didn't even have time to go through the bill. But the content was so good. Aneka varsha sahasro vriddastvam asipartiva saramam yuvarajanam abhishinchasva parthivam. So immediately people said, we are happy about it. You have ruled for aneka varsha sahasro vriddaha tvam asi parthiva. You have become old. Saramam yuvarajanam abhishinchasva parthivam. You make him. Because there was no bad element in that bill. Even though they just pushed it. Dasaratha just gave it. They did. Then they were all happy. Ichcha mohi mahabagum raghuviram mahabalam. The bill passed by voice vote, unanimously. Because Vimanam Kampayaniva. So by voice vote itself it passed. There again a clue we have. Ichcha mohi mahabagum. Not only that, they were all imagining that Rama has again become Chakravarti, thinking that Rama is coming on the elephant. Rajya elephant mein Rama is coming. Ichcha mohi mahabagum raghuviram mahabalam gajena mahata yantam ramam chatraha vritananam. So not only people said yes, they were all started imagining. So as if then Kalidasa brings a beautiful Kavi Prasam here. Like the water that is flowing in a channel to the garden, a hose pipe. Like the water flows in a garden through a hose pipe or through a canal, the water gets to that place where it has to get. This news what Dasaratha gave went into the head of people in such a way that they understood it and they immediately passed it. Sa pauran paurakantasya ramasya yud abhyutaya srutihi. Ramasya abhyutaya sruti. Because they have known about the good deeds, abhyutaya, shreyas. They have known about good deeds and good characters of Rama. They immediately passed the bill with no opposition. Pratyekam hradayan chakre kulye udyana padapan. Kulye udyana padapan. Padapan means plants. Padapan means how will plant eat? There is no mouth for plant. The mouth for plant is root. It's leg, padapan. Padapan means plant. Kulye means canal. Kulye udyana padapan. Like that thing, it went directly into their hridaya. So there was no need to even contemplate and think, because that information, what the Vishaya they heard, went inside their heart. Because these people were living according to Dharma, so they immediately accepted the bill as proposed by Dasaratha with no amendment. That is important. Kulya Udyana Padapan. Kulye Udyana Padapan. Kalidasa is known for his Upama. So he says, like water reaches the exact plant through the canal or through the hose pipe, in modern day parlance, this information went and the bill was accepted without any amendment. Okay, first act we passed. Iti tad vachanam srutva raja tesham manapriyam ajanan iva jigyasu idam vachanam aprabit. Even though it was the one what Dasaratha wanted to hear, manapriyam. He just wants to see that whether the people have taken the due diligence to do, and they are not reacting by emotion. Srutvaiva vachanam yanme ragavam patimichaya rajanaha samshoyam me taditam bruta tatvata. I have some consternations here. You told what I have to hear, but I have some samshaya, I have doubt. Are you thinking correctly? Hey people, are you thinking rajanaha samshayam ayam me taditam bruta tadvata? Did you think it over, or you are just reacting by impulse? Because you like Rama, you said, how can you do that? Khatam nu mai dharmena prithivim manushasati bhavanto drushtum icchanti yuvarajam mamatman. I thought that I was the one ruling according to dharma. If I were, so he is just doing the, if you propose the bill, there is an argument, there is a debate. Here the debate itself is started not by opposition. The debate is itself started by the one who proposes. Those days it was like that the one who proposes the bill itself finds some faults so that it gets fully vetted. He says, I thought that I was ruling according to dharma. If that's the case, why you people are not asking me to stay in the job? Immediately you said okay to this bill. He says, Katam nu mai dharmena prithvim anushasati. What a sarga, isn't it? What a sarga, this one. Bhavanto drashtum icchanti. I wanted to see what made you to accept this bill. Bhavantaha drashtum icchanti yuvarajam amatmajam. Each sloka, how can we just skip each sloka? And how much effort Valmiki would have put in to bring this. This sarga is for democracy. This sarga is for ruling. Te tamuchuhu mahatmanam paurajana padaisaha bahavo nripa kalyana guna. Beautiful. Bahavo nripa kalyana guna. We don't have to think anything. Hey nripa, hey rajan, bahavo kalyana guna Rama. This is a phrase. He has so many good things, what to say, what not to say. Bahavo kalyana gunaha. Hey nripa, putrasya santi. You have got a son who has bounty of good things. Bahavo kalyana gunaha. Te putra santi. So that itself is enough. They are giving answers. Debate is going on. Gunan gunavato deva deva kalpasya dhimataha priyananandatan krishnan praveksham udyatan srunu. But still we will tell you what made us to do this. So the people are now talking. I know you wanted to make him Yuvaraja, but you have given this offer to us, but we are already decided. But to satisfy you, we will give you the answer why we picked him. Divyaihi gunaihi shakra samo rama satya parakramaha. First and foremost, we are sanatin. That means we have to rest on dharma. He goes by the book of law. Satya parakramaha Ikshvaku bhyopi sarvebhyaha. In all the kings who have ruled this world, including you, Vishampate, hey king, hey Chakravarti, Vishampate, Viswapate, Rama is going to rule more, because Dasaratha didn't have the problem like Rama faced. Dasaratha had 3 wives. Rama had 1 wife. That too somebody took his wife away. Even then he didn't waver from dharma. Rama sat purusho loke satya dharma parayana. Many times wherever Valmiki gets chance, he is going to talk about Satya, Dharma. So in first sarga of Valmiki Ramayana, full about Satya and Rama's Parakrama. Then in the first sarga of Ayodhya Kanda, Dasaratha contemplates, okay, if I have to push a bill, I'm only going to talk positive about my bill. But look, the opposition here, in a way, these are the opposition party, they are also only talking good things about this. So that is the reason. In the second sarga also, Rama's good characters are coming. Ramaha satya purusho loke satya dharma parayana sakshad Rama Ramad vinirvrito dharmaschapi sriyasah. Not only he is having dharma, he knows how to rule. Sriyasah. He knows how to rule this kingdom, because he is very crafted in accumulating money. He is economically also talented. Praja sukatve chandrasya vasudaya kshama gunaihi. He cares for the well-being of the people. How? Like Chandra. Praja sukatve chandrasya vasudaya. And he has so much patience. Like this Sarad Kal mein Chandra jaisa. In Sarad Kal mein Chandra is closer. During the month of October, November, the moon comes closer. So Sharad Chandra to itna, it is itna sheetal hai. That is why Sharad Rutu is very good. In the month of October and November, the moon is very close to the earth hemisphere. Hence you can see the coolness. You could see that sheetala of Chandra. So, Praja Sukatve Chandrasya Vasudaya Kshama Gunai. His patience is like this Mother Earth. Buddhya Brigaspate Tulyaha Virye Sakshat Chatipati. All the characters in one sloga. He is so composed, he is so cool like Chandrama. He has patience like Earth. His Jnana is like Brigaspati, because we already said that. Pushya, Chandra Pushya Iva. Pushya Mas mein Chandra Jaisa, because Pushya ka Ati Devato Brihaspati, that's called Veda's connection here. Then Buddhya Brihaspate Tulyo Virye Sakshat Sachipati, like Indra. Dharmagyaha Satya Sandascha Shilavan Anasuyakaha. He has no jealousy. Kshantaha Santvaita Slakshanaha Kritagyaha Vijitendriya Slakshanaha. He knows what to speak, what not to speak. Slakshanaha means he knows how to speak, but at the same time what to speak. And he never forgets the help you did. There are so many people here who are very good. They voluntarily go and help. And in my own interaction, it's always good to talk about the people in your society. That is the part of Vaishnava. Vaishnava ka jivan mein, you should understand and appreciate the other people. And in my interaction in this Lubbock community, there are many. But I have been blessed because so many times out of the way, one lady called Ranjani Ramalingam comes and helps me. So the Valmiki Ramayana is not only for people who have elevated status. Everybody exhibits in one way or fashion. Right? So let us prize people among our own community. Kshantaha Santvaita Slakshanaha Kritagnaha. That is what I'm saying. So I should never forget to appreciate people. Because 1 hour, 1.5 hours we talk. Time is money, they say, particularly in the world run by commerce. That too in United States. Can you believe that somebody gives 1 hour to listen to my varta? Vyartha varta. Ye mera varta ko kuch labh nahi. But that Srimati talks an hour. So I am very grateful. Kritagnaha Vijitendriyaha Mruduscha Stirachittasta. Beautiful. Mrudu. He is very soft. But don't think that he is soft so you won't see his valor. You will see when appropriate. Mrudu. Mrudus Chitta Stiraha. He is also very, very drida, like a dhruva. Chitta Stiraha Sada Bhavya Anusuyakaha. He may be powerful, but he is always subdued. He has no ego. Bhavyaha Anasuyakaha. Priyavadi cha bhutanam satyavadi. For everybody, even to plant, even to animal, he is Priyavadi. Priyavadi cha bhutanam satyavadi cha raghava. Bahusrutanam buddhyanam brahmananam upahasiti. He is the one who learns. See, Kritagnyata is very important. Rama, in many places, they bring this Kritagnyata. That is the reason when Rama defeated Ravana, he took his Pushpaka Vimana, his chariot. Then he made sure that the chariot is so big that he took all the Vanaras on par with him. Then he came to Ganga Tat, then he brought that Pushpaka Vimana down to make sure Guha also got lift in that. Kritagnyata. In Tamil, there is a beautiful phrase. Ennandri kondrarkum uivundam, uivillai seinandri kondra magarku. This is a great sin. Thiruvalluvar says the great sin one can do is you forget those who helped you. See, Kritagnaha Vijitendriya, he has conquered his senses and he wants to listen every day. Ramayana is a book that it keeps on giving. This is the best gift horse I have ever seen. So, Bahushrutanam Buddhanam Brahmananam Upahasita Tenasye hatula kirtihi yashaste jasta vardate. Let him live long. Vardate. Devasura manushyanam sarvarteshu vishard. Nobody, whether it is a deva or manushya or asura, nobody can beat him in his knowledge and his astra sastra jnana. Samyak vidya vrata snato yata vatsange vedavit. He has not only mastered Veda, he has mastered all the ancillaries of Veda. Vedanga B. Shiksha, Kalpa, Jyotisha, Nirukta. Everything he has mastered. Gandharvecha bhuvishreshto babuva bharata agraja. Then why? Previously he said Lakshmana. Now there is a reference to Bharata. So all the way he says, not only this is the character of Rama, don't think that these only rest in Rama. All your sons are like that. So this is a typical way, so that don't get worried that all the characters are only with Rama. They are with Lakshmana, they are with Bharata. That is the reason Rama takes pride in calling he is a Bharatagraja. I recite always a slokam. Namamitam Bharatagrajam tam padambujam yasya pavitra kirte. Rama likes to be called that he is a friend of Guha. Rama likes to be called that he is a elder brother of Bharata. See, that is it. Bharata Kalyanami Kalyana Bhijana Sadhuru Adhinatma Sadhuhu. He is Sadhunu, but he is not weak, he is not meek. Kalyana Bhijana. All the good people like his Kalyana activities. Dvijaihi Abhivinitascha Sreshtaihi Dharma Artha Naipunaihi. That is important. He is well versed in all the jnana. But all the jnana alone doesn't matter because he has to rule the world. So he is also intermingled with the economic people. See, Sreshta Dharmartaihi Artha Nipunaihi. Sukasya Moolam Dharma, Chanakya says, Sukasya Moolam Dharma, Dharmasya Moolam Arthaha. If you have to do good things, you need to have Artha. It's true, even HTL, I all come and talk. But I may not be able to give Artha. But there also needs people. If you have to build another project, right? Again you have to go to Dr. Arun Kumar, or you have to go to Ranjani Ramalingam, right? You have to do that, right? Artha Naipunya also is important. So there are people like this, very good, right? There are people who are in the board of governors who are good. Who is capable of doing what? So they know professors don't have money, particularly in arts and science. So they know, go tap an internist, go tap a pediatrician, right? So, why not go and tap a business people? Even Millie too. Okay, so Gandharvecha Bhuvishreshto Babhuvama. Everything is there. What your board of directors are doing, Valmiki has written in one phrase. Kya, Mrs. Parekh? Is it right? So, why? So, Dvijaihi Abhivinitascha Sreshtaihi Dharma Artha Naipunyaihi. This is Ramayana. It is a living document even today. Yada vrajati sangramam grama arte nagarase. Then Rama knows how to please his constituencies who live in Nagara, who live in Grama. It's not like divide and rule. Valmiki says he knows the knowledge, he knows how to bring money. See, like every board of directors, there are people who are good in writing checks. There are people who are good in talking. So the board of directors have to dance with these people and that people, which is next sentence itself, Valmiki says, Yada vrajati sangramam grama arte nagarasyava. So he knows to do what is best for people living in the village as well as nagarasyava. Gatva saumitri sahito na vijitya nirvate. Along with his brothers, he is the top of the line. So, then what he does? He is very good in handling the problems of the people. Once he comes back, once he goes on Nagar, when he does the daily round, this is the important thing. Putreshu agnishu dhareshu preshya sishya gane chuta. He will say, if you meet somebody like Dr. Arun Kumar, he says, how is your practice going? And if he meets me, oh Dr. Ram, how are your students? How many papers have you published? And if he meets Millie, how is your business going? Are you getting more business? Right? Similarly, if he meets Ranjani Ramalingam, how are your visits to students to feed? Are they going okay? So, Putreshu, Agnishu, Dhareshu, Preshya, Shishya, Ganechucha. Preshya means servant. So he will say, okay, how are your servants working? Or how are your colleagues in present day? Putreshu, are your kids doing well? Agnishu, are you doing your rituals properly? Putreshu, Agnishu, Dhareshu, is your family and kids well? Dhareshu, Precious, Preciously, that means your colleagues, are they doing well? Then Sishya Ganeshu, are you, if they meet, if Rama meets me, hey Dr. Ram, how are your students doing? In fact, Shubham is my student. I hope he completes PhD on time. Okay, Preshyasi Sishya Ganeshu cha Nikilena Anupurvyascha Nikilena, everything. He will not leave one stone unturned. Nikilena, everything. Nikilena Anupurvyascha Pita Putra Nivaursa. He will talk to people like blood relative. Pita, like father talked to his son. Pita Putra Nivau. Aurasan. Aurasan means Uru, who is having a blood relation. He may be talking to somebody in the street with no relation, but his manners and demeanor will be like that, as if he has given birth to them. Aurasan. Aurasan means blood relative. So all these characters, the opposition have themselves said. So Sushrusayante cha Shishyaha Kasyiti Karmasu Damshitaha. Are your students doing their labs well? He will ask this. When he meets his tutor, Sishyaha Kasyiti Karmasu Danshitaha. Danshita means, are they doing their lab work well? Keenly. Itina Purusha Vyagraha Naha. He had done this to us. I have no connection with Rama, but he meets me, but for some reason he knows that I am a tutor. Then he will ask about my Sishyas. Kasyiti Karmasu Damshitaha Sishyaha. So he has done this to us. Iti Naha Purusha Vyagraha Sada Ramaha Abhibhashate. We always talk about Rama because these are the things how he had done that, even though he is not a Yavva Raja. He knows how to satisfy each constituency. Vyasaneshu, very beautiful word. Vyasaneshu Manushyanam Brusham Bhavati Dukkita. This is the thing I said. This is the exact sloka Nrsimha Mehta borrowed. Vyasaneshu Manushyanam Brusham Bhavati Dukkitaha. This is what he talks in Gujarati. We'll finish with that Gujarati poem. Vyasaneshu. So when people are suffering, Manushyanam Vyasaneshu, when he sees people having this pain, suffering, Brusham Bhavati, his pain becomes bigger. Brusham Bhavati Dukkitaha. Brusham Dukkitaha Bhavati. Utsaveshu cha sarveshu. If somebody is making merry, somebody is happy. So Skand ka murti idhar aane to Ranjani madam to kush hoti hai. So Utsaveshu cha sarveshu pita iva paritushyati. Like a pita. If somebody gets into rice, okay, so people will be happy that their son got into rice. So like father rejoices in the success of their kids. Utsaveshu cha sarveshu pita iva paritushyati. When somebody is happy, he becomes so happy, he doesn't think about himself. But when somebody is suffering, his suffering becomes much bigger. This is exactly Nrsimha Mehta borrowed. Vaishnava janato tene kahiye je pida parai jane re. But Nrsimha Mehta in a way curses people. Hey, if somebody is suffering, don't say that I know he is suffering. Tene kahiye je pida parai jane. I know he is suffering. Don't say that. The other way of understanding is this. It's not that Vaishnava janato. Who are Vaishnavas? Jani janardana bhavaha iti jnana hone wala to Vaishnava hai. So if somebody says, yes, my neighbor is admitted to the hospital, I know that. They are not Vaishnavas. That is how you should understand this. Paradhukke upakar kare toye. But don't think that you are there to help. That is abhiman, that is gamand. First, don't think that don't just simply think, I know that next door Dorothy is sick. They are not Vaishnava. And then don't think that, okay, tomorrow I'll go to help. Don't think that you are there to help. Right? That is not also Vaishnava. Pray for their welfare. Hey God, why did this happen? Immediately jump into action. That is Vaishnava. Rama did. That is what Valmiki says. Brisham bhavati dukkita. If somebody is suffering, he can say, okay, I know they are suffering. Oh God, why did this happen? Mere words doesn't help. Actions help. Vaishnava janato tene kahiye je phida parai jane re. I know he is suffering. No use. Go act. Then sakala lokaman sahune vande. Understand the entire world is sahune. You same. Everybody is equal. Ninda nakare. Don't go curse others. Don't think others belittle. This is exactly what Ramayan 1 sloka in many years after Nrsimha Mehta writes. That was imbibed by Babuji. Every bhajan in Sabarmati, they used to sing this after Ram. Dhun ke bhaat. Mera maato Gandhi ji ka visit to Chennai was in 1913 or something in Hindi Prachar Sabha. So she was one volunteer for Babuji when she was very young. Because मेरा grandfather तो गांधीवादी था, राजा जी का क्लोज था. Anyway, सकल लोक मान सहुने वंदे नींदा न करे के नीरे वाच काच मन निश्चल. Be kind in not only watch, not only in vakya, not only in kaya, man dhana dhana janani teri re. If you are like that, you will make your mother dhanya, dhana, dhana, janani tere. Vaishnava janato tene kahiye. Samadrishti ne trishna tyagi. Samadrishti. Sabhi ko ek jaisa mano. Trishna tyagi. Give up your interest and wishes. Rama did. That morning, Kaikeyi calls and says, you have to go to Vanu. He did. Trishna tyagi parastri jene matare. Assume and think that every other woman is your mata. Eka bana, vaka mata, vaka bana, vaka dar. Ek pati, ek patni. That's all. That is Ram. Jikhvataki asatya na bole. Your tongue should not speak asatya. Ram approved. And he himself says, Nrsimha Mehta himself says that all these are etched in Rama. That is why I am singing. Not many people go down that. We will go and finish it. Jihva taki asatya na bole paradhana nava jali hatre. You don't even touch other paradhana. Vaishnava janato tene kahiye je pida parayi jane re. Moha maya vyape nahi jene dhrida vairagya. Rama showed everything. Rama nama suna tali lagi. If you say Rama, tali lagi, it is etched. Rama nama suna tali lagi sakala tirata. So if you just see Rama, if you listen to Rama, then all his characters should imbibe. Then you will, samsara sagar ko you will par karega. Rama nama suna tali lagi sakala tirata tena. Sakala tirtha. It is like having bath in all tirtha. Ram nam. Sakala tirata tena thana manare. Vaishnava janato tene kahiye. Then vanalobhi ne kapata rahit che. That's what I said. What did he say? This is again same thing in Ramayana, same thing in Rigveda. Apagnanto aranvaha. Nrsimha Mehta says this. Mera Gujarati to itna nahi hai. I am missed. My Bengali and Gujarati are not good. I should have learnt that too. But vanalobhi ne kapata rahit. Kapata rahita che kama krodha nivaryare bhane narasayo te nuna darshan. So this is, he says, he keeps his mudra. This is by Nrsimha Mehta. Bhane vane. This is vani of Nrsimha Mehta. Bhane, that is the slang of Gujarati. Bhane narasayo te nuna darshan karta kula ekottara tarayate. So if somebody, the vani on whom Nrsimha Mehta sings about Ram, Bane narasayo te nuna darshan karta kula ekottara tarayare. So the entire, if somebody understands Rama through the words of Nrsimha Mehta, the entire generation and entire lineage of that particular kula will be devoid of Papa. Ekottara taraya. Taraya means bridge. So even one in your family, if they listens to the guna as sung by Nrsimha Mehta, as sung by Valmiki, as sung by Kamban, the entire generation will be good. So we have seen what democracy is. Imagine, 10-15 lakhs years before, as close as Nrisimha Mehta 300-400 years back, as close as Abraham Lincoln exactly 160 years back till today. That is Ramayana. So this is Ramayan to itna. Ramayan to itna. How? Because why this happens? Because first and foremost everybody is attracted by his features. Kasturi tilakam lalatapatale vakshastale kaustubham nasagre naramautvikam navamautvikam karatale venum kare kankanam. Beautiful. So first Rama attracts us, Krishna attracts us by their beauty. Kasturi tilakam lalatapatale vakshastale kaustubham. Beautiful Sanskrit poem by Leela Sukar, Krishna Karnamritam. Your eyes will tear. Kasturi tilakam lalatapatale vakshastale kaustubham nasagre navamautvikam karatale venum kare kankanam sarvange harichandanam sulalitam kante cha muktavalim gopastri pariveshtito vijayate. So Rama attracted everybody. So like Rama attracted, Krishna attracted, because Rama and Krishna are same. So Valmiki says the people got attracted to him not only by his features but also by his characters. So once they know about it, the bill passed unanimously without opposition. So then comes the dramatic twist of the story. We'll see it in the next week. That is again the Lord's Icha. So every place, Jani Janardana Baha, we see that everybody is a Vaishnava. Not only Vishnu Bhakta. Kaun hai Vaishnava? In Tamil there is a great saying. Pirar novu kandu amma endru irangu bhavan. If somebody is suffering, you should say, oh God, and then you should go to rescue. Am enbavan avaishnavan. Am. So let him suffer. That is his papa karma. If somebody says and thinks like that, discard him. He is avaishnava. The same thing what Valmiki wrote, Nrisimha Mehta did it, but he did it in a much beautiful, because it was a poem in a kind of a colloquial Gujarati. Then same 1,000 years back, the Tamil scholars in Vaishnava world used this. Who is a Vaishnava? A Vaishnava is one who first understands the suffering. Amma. Endri irangu bhavan. Once he needs to know that somebody is suffering, your next door neighbor is suffering, you got to quickly jump into action. That is what Rama did. So Ramayan, to me, there is no other grantha talks about the way to live, and Ayodhya kanda is the best. That is why maybe Valmiki made it big. Yuddha kanda is big because that is the conclusion of the story. Next to that Yuddha kanda, the second biggest chapter is Ayodhya kanda. Pavamahana sududu pattu padara vindamulaku neenama rupa mulaku nitya jaya mangalam. Mangalam Kosalendraya Maganiya Gunabdaye Chakravarti Tanujaya Sarvabhumaya Mangalam Shubham.